Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to another episode of The Doctor's View. Today, I am with a special guest. Can you say hi?
Hey, everyone.
Yeah, we're going to introduce you at the end of the episode. My name is Dr. Abe, and without further much ado, let's review the movie Bad Boys.
Let's get it.
Okay.
So in this clip, we see Will Smith running on a treadmill.
Yeah. I think we're all in that mood where we're thinking about hitting the gym again, because as always, it's almost the end of the year and the New Year's approaching.
Exactly.
So you did say he's hitting the gym.
Mm-hmm.
What can you say?
Okay, so exercise is very important component of all of our lifestyles. It is something that we all must try our best to incorporate into our lifestyle, because our muscles actually require exercise in order to be able to keep strong.
So you're saying, is it that important to exercise regularly?
100%, because it's actually even been proven in clinical studies that those that don't actually exercise frequently, they have greater risk of things like osteoporosis. So our muscles actually require it to be able to keep strong and to help us to live long, essentially.
Wow. Okay. And I know that we've been hearing this time and again, anytime you hear exercise, you almost always hear diet. So how does diet play a role in it?
Okay, so a lot of people, the only reason why they do exercise is actually to burn calories and to lose weight. But our diet is actually...
I think some people, like, I'm trying to gain muscle.
To gain muscle, yes. Actually, I've noticed that trend with women. Women try to lose weight. With men try to gain weight and gain muscle.
Kind of like the lines are being blurred now. Let me just leave it at that.
A little bit. A little bit. Anyways, so our diet is actually a very important component as well, in order to ensure that we keep healthy. So I'm sure you've heard of like a balanced diet. So it's important that we have a balanced diet. And what is a balanced diet? A balanced diet is basically a diet that includes foods from all the different food groups, so carbohydrates, vegetables, proteins. So not too much of everything. A little bit of everything is actually good. But actually with things like fats and sugars, your chocolates and your little treats, you should actually have less of those than, for example, proteins and carbohydrates.
So what would you recommend? Exercise without diet, or diet without exercise, or neither, or both?
Okay, so they literally go hand in hand. They complement each other very well. So you need your exercise and you need a healthy diet to maintain a healthy weight. So you shouldn't go into either extremes, like extreme exercise and extreme dieting. Just eat a healthy diet and do some moderate exercise, and you'll be good.
Are there any eating disorders that you want to throw some light on?
Okay, so there's an eating disorder called anorexia nervosa, which is what a lot of people have definitely heard about. And with that one, it's characterized by an intense fear of fatness. So what they do is they try to restrict their dietary intake as much as possible. And in a lot of cases, they try to exercise off the calories that they have eaten, or do things like take laxatives to basically try and lose the excess calories that they've had, just because they don't want to gain weight and they want to maintain a level of thinness. So that's actually a diagnosed mental health disorder. And there are other eating disorders such as bulimia.
I was about to get to that. Can you differentiate between that and anorexia?
Okay, so bulimia is where the sufferer basically undergoes episodes where they binge on a lot of food. So you will notice that they'll probably go and buy a whole shopping bag worth of treats and snacks and different foods, and they will eat it all very, very quickly. And what they will do is usually they'll make themselves throw up straight afterwards, or they will feel guilty later and basically restrict their eating in the following days, or do excessive exercise to try and burn off the calories. So what you see with people that have bulimia is that they don't tend to be underweight like those with anorexia. People with bulimia tend to have a normal weight. So the diagnosis can even be missed, because you see the person, you think, they're normal.
They look just normal.
Exactly, but actually then there will be an underlying eating disorder there.
Wow. Before we move on to the next clip, can you tell us who these people need to see? Who do they have to talk to? Is it the GP? Is it a nutritionist? Who do they have to see?
Yeah, so the first point of contact, if you live in the United Kingdom, is going to see your GP. So you go and speak to your GP, and they will basically make the necessary referrals for you.
So the GP is the general practitioner. That's the general doctor.
Yes, yes, indeed. So you just speak to your GP, tell them what you have been experiencing. You have to be transparent with your GP. Don't lie to your GP. Don't try to hide anything from your GP. And your GP will then refer you to a psychiatrist, because all of these things, as I said before, are mental health disorders. So they'll refer you to a psychiatrist who will then review you, and then they may then refer you to nutritionists or the relevant healthcare professionals to sort out your needs.
Wow, there's just a lot, actually. Yeah. There's a lot. I think we should move on to our next clip. Okay, that's Will Smith doing Will Smith stuff.
All right, Will Smith.
What? Oh.
Chai. Oh.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah. That looks painful. That looks definitely painful.
Wow.
Even Will Smith is shocked.
No, wait.
Like.
That's a forklift, I presume.
Is it a forklift?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was a pole that he's been impaled on.
Okay.
Right. Now he's dead. He's gone.
I think
he's gone.
That ends that bit. Okay, so tell me, what did you see?
So I saw this man being carried by the weight of the explosion and being impaled on a metal pole. You said it was a forklift.
Yeah, it looks like the end of a forklift.
Yeah. So from what I can see, I can name a few structures that would have been, destroyed by this pole entering into the abdominal cavity. So the first thing I would mention is what is called the abdominal aorta, which is one of the large blood vessels in our body.
Very good.
Carrying blood from our hearts to the rest of our body, including the organs in our tummy. So that vessel would have ruptured, leading to internal bleeding, and within a few minutes his brain would be starved of oxygen because there's not enough blood going back to his brain. So within a few minutes, if he does not receive medical attention, this guy, unfortunately, he's going to be dead.
Even if he does, what happens to his spine? Because you could see that it literally truncated it.
Exactly, it went through the midline.
Yeah.
So the pole would have also destroyed his spine, which is the bone, and also the spinal cord inside.
Yeah.
So even if he was to survive, like if the vascular surgeons repair the blood vessel, this guy would probably be paralyzed from the waist down. So he probably won't be able to use his legs, and also there will be basically a destruction of some of the other structures in the tummy, for example, the bowel and possibly the bladder as well. Wow.
Well, I do not. What's your prognosis like if you saw such a case at the ER or something? What do you think are the chances of survival?
So I would say next to none. Very slim. I doubt he'll even be able to make it, whether on the drive or whether, say, if he was waiting for an ambulance to come, because the size of the vessel that has been severed is quite big, because the abdominal aorta is a big vessel and it's connected directly to the heart, so he would bleed out and die very quickly, unfortunately.
Wow. Talking about arteries, I think it will move us perfectly into our next clip. Wow, you see that?
Whoa.
Wow, that's huge.
Wow. Look at Martin Lawrence's face. Oh, Martin, he's so funny, man.
That's huge, man. Look at his finger. What's he going to do with that?
He wants to poke it. He wants to poke it. I think he thinks it's going to ooze pus. But yeah.
Wow, can you tell us what we've seen? You did just say he thinks it's going to ooze pus. Obviously it's not going to ooze pus. What's happening in this scenario?
So on first sight, if you're a layman, you probably think, it's probably like a big pimple or something like that. That's why I think Martin tried to poke it to see if any pus would come out. But I think what has happened is he's experienced some trauma to his forehead, and that has probably caused an artery to burst. So if I remember my second year anatomy, it will probably be one of the branches of the external carotid, namely the superficial temporal artery, that has probably probably burst. So that has led to a collection of blood underneath the skin in the forehead, and that's what we're seeing there as a swelling on his head.
So what's that called medically?
Medically, that's called a haematoma.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what can be done for him before he even gets to the hospital?
Okay, so if this happens to any friend or family member that you know, what you're gonna do is just get like some ice or something frozen or cold for them to be able to actually place on the swelling, and then try and get them to seek medical attention as soon as possible.
Yeah, you did say ice, and I presume also applying pressure to it. What does the ice actually do?
Okay, so what that will do is it will basically cause the blood vessels to constrict, right?
Okay.
And when the blood vessels constrict, it will reduce the flow of blood. Okay. So it will stop that external bleeding,
therefore decreasing its size. And
definitely, yeah.
Wow, that's quite a lot. And yeah, if you're wondering who is such a studious person in my studio, pun intended, I'd like her to introduce herself and let us know who she is.
Hey guys, my name is Rosata Kufor. I am a 5th year medical student at Imperial College London. Studying medicine, and I also have a YouTube channel where I promote basically mental health awareness and well-being.
Okay, everybody heard her say it herself. She has a YouTube channel promoting mental health and well-being. I'll leave her name and her details up on screen so that you can follow her and support what she does. As always, my name is Dr. Abraham, and we'll catch you in our next episode.
Bye.
Later.